Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And now, today, we're going to be mostly talking about Vechain and Ripple, but we also got some other really important crypto stuff within this video. So make sure you watch this video all the way through so you don't miss out on any of the important info. And now the first question I got for y'all is, what percentage of your portfolio is in XRP and in Vechain? Now the main reason I want to know that is to see exactly how much you guys trust these coins with your money, and in percentages it's really a lot simpler. Please don't put how much money you have invested, but just go for the percentages, and I think it will be really cool to see. Having said that, let's get into the first part of today, which is from XRP Crypto Wolf over on Twitter. He says, or actually an article says, Ripple CTO Joel Katz, which is David Schwartz, says quantum computing poses a serious threat to the future of crypto. Quote, I think we have at least 8 years. I have very high confidence that it's at least a decade before quantum computing presents a threat to crypto. But basically what quantum computing is just a really way faster computer, which at a certain point in the future could possibly crack Bitcoin. However, at this point, a lot of people are thinking it might take at least 100 years. And David says, well, it's going to take at least a decade. But a decade is, as you guys probably know, not really that long of a time. And thus, there might be some more issues to, the way we mine Bitcoin right now, like the SHA-256, than we thought about. And basically, one of the things that is to be said about that is, well, maybe not go for Bitcoin unless you want to lose your money in 10 years if you're still invested. However, I don't think many people have 10-year plus goals, so maybe it doesn't matter too much. Then another thing I must show you guys is about the Polysign Ripple situation. But actually, before we do that, I want to talk about Vechain before, but let's go with XRP first and then over into Vechain. But the Vechain stuff is really a little bit bigger, but okay. If Polysign Inc., well, actually bigger, it depends. If Polysign Inc. becomes the custodian to US banks, the 2017-2018 bull run will be child's play compared to what we're going to be experiencing with mass adoption. And one of the main reasons for that, by the way, guys, if you did not know, is that, well, the 22nd, it was announced publicly that US banks will now be able to hold crypto, right? Or at least they'll be able to custody it. Polysign is also one of such companies that does that. And basically, the connection can be put here that they could be working together, and there's actually quite a lot of guys also putting up these connections, like here on CB Insights. If you check Polysign.io, Polysign's custody solution supports the full spectrum of digital assets and is designed to scale to trillions under management. By the way, Polysign, one of the founders, is David Schwartz. At least he has one of the highest seats on there, and thus it is not a project that's far away from our hearts. Here, however, you can see two investors, Paycheck Protection Program and undisclosed investors. And basically what they're trying to show you is, well, if you're invested, the big part about that is, if you're invested, you most likely got yourself some crazy good deal, right? That's one thing. That's one small part. But another further one is, well, this might be working a little bit more with governments than we expected. And the Paycheck Protection Program provides small businesses with funds to pay up to 8 weeks of payroll. Costs, including benefit funds, can also be used to pay interest on mortgages, rent, and utilities, which is from the real official government website. And thus, this is not no small feat, not no small revelation. Is that what I can say there? This is really huge. Polysign, building the future of digital assets. Polysign designs state-of-the-art, secure, scalable infrastructure for financial institutions to fully leverage their digital assets. And I saw one of the guys ask down below, why is this huge, right? I know that we'll do custody for banks, but I'm not seeing why Polysign is so big. And one of the responses was really, really good. It said, imagine all crypto stored at legacy banks with Polysign providing custody as a service. And this custody as a service, well, anything as a service, keep that in the back of your head as we're going to be talking about that more in just a second. And using XRP as the bridge currency, then imagine it for all the value, not money, value as in all the everything. And again, a lot of people are really, really excited for this, so I'm just telling you guys about that as I'll be looking more into exactly what is known about the Polysign to US Gov / payment realm / crypto even connections that are going on right now. But all we know is that it's huge and that a lot of exploring needs to be done before we get the full picture, as they don't really disclose it too obviously as we didn't really expect, but we kind of hope for. So a little bit more digging has to be done. Then one really, really interesting article over on Forbes reads, U.S. Health Department chief discloses functioning blockchain project to track CV-19. Health and Human Services is using a blockchain platform on the new CV Data Hub to ensure CV hospitalization data is accurate and transparent for the public. And now what I gotta say on this one is, well, what they're doing here is working with blockchain, right? And partially that's to modernize, and partially is just for real convenience. But basically, all we're talking about here is, what can we do if it already has happened with blockchain? So if things have already happened in a bad sense, how can we fix that a little bit better? Or how can we track that a little better with blockchain? And what we are forgetting sometimes is Vechain, and especially or specifically Vechain toolchain, the BaaS blockchain as a service platform that is called toolchain. Toolchain is a comprehensive blockchain platform offering diverse services including product lifecycle management, supply chain process control, data deposit, data certification, and process certification. With Toolchain, any sized business, no matter how large or small, can utilize blockchain tech to further enhance brand perception and value, as well as to expand into new business models using immutable data. So first of all, they could have also used this, like the whole article here, whatever they explained, it could have used Vechain. At least that to me sounds really, really quite obvious. And another part is what Vechain and what specifically Toolchain here does. And by the way, Toolchain is not a single thing. It's kind of a joint venture here between, at least to a certain degree here, DNVGL and Vechain. As you can see here, Vechain Toolchain further powers DNVGL's MyCare to onboard leading shipping company Colorline. A lot of things that have to do with Toolchain have to do with DNVGL. In this case here, DNVGL has, I think on paper, really designed MyCare, but they're also working with Vechain. And that is actually what I wanted to talk about right here. Since this article here explains, all right, what can you do once it's already hit the fan? You know, once everything has already turned bad. Again, the title was U.S. Health Department Chief Discloses Functioning Blockchain Project to Track CV. However, this is tracking where it's already been, sort of. We want to kind of prevent all of it and make sure that nobody really gets sick anymore. My whole workforce can be happy and good. And that is really what Vechain is here for, and it specifically here, this MyCare, right? And that's actually also, again, how we can kind of determine just how huge this really is, as Toolchain also describes all the other goals that they might have. Anything they want to do, it's really all within their grasp if they just wanted to, which in my opinion is really, really crazy. And here on the DNVGO website is just a little bit of a better explanation about the MyCare. MyCare, keeping you safe, assess, manage, and mitigate infection risk, and build stakeholder trust. Managing risk requires a new approach in the light of the current CV pandemic and of the longer-term outlook for infectious diseases control for organizational resilience. Understanding how to respond to the resulting new market challenges is critical, and consumers and employees need to trust that you have measures in place to ensure their safety. MyCare provides independent assessment services to reassure your stakeholders that infection risk management is at the core of your business. And one thing I must add there as well, just once more, is that if you can really thrive whenever there's a crisis or on the sector that prevents the crisis, most of the time you really are benefiting like crazy. And that's what they're doing right now. And then some miscellaneous crypto news, which is really important to know still. So make sure you keep on watching and make sure you press the like button if you enjoyed it. The Great Reset requires cybersecurity and fintech. Fintech innovations deliver tremendous economic and social benefits, connecting unbanked and underbanked people to the digital economy, contributing to small business growth and empowering consumers in new ways. Now, I'm just going to say that this statement is really quite obvious, but it is something you must at least think about whenever you're talking about the Great Reset and exactly how it will happen according to your opinion. With me, the Great Reset is always a big question mark. There's so many different things that could make it happen, yet there's also so many things that would need to be in place in order for it to happen, which always puts me in the middle of, let's see. Global liquidity hit a new all-time high of $88.1 trillion. Really positive for XRP. Global liquidity is a main driver of the stock market rally, and the new all-time high is due to the central bank's money printing and US dollar weakness. Just imagine if XRP got a small percentage of 88.1 trillion, it would already be insane at that point, which is something to consider, as I just said. Washington, D.C., Federal Chief Judge Beryl A. Howell said money commonly means a medium of exchange, method of payment, store of value, and Bitcoin is these things. And basically, they were kind of saying Bitcoin is money, which is really positive and has to do with the fact that, the Great Reset requires cybersecurity, but also kind of a regulatory clarity with all of this. The Great Reset, depending on exactly which one you think about, there needs to be some more regulatory clarity for crypto, in my opinion, to make sure that really everything can push through. But yeah, maybe that's also a little bit too forward. Maybe that's not even necessary. And we support further integration of crypto into the financial system and allowing major financial institutions to hold this currency. It'll lead to further legitimization of crypto. It has been a long time coming. This should have happened months or years ago. From Congressman Darren Soto, he said again what I just said. And yeah, I'm just really happy with a lot of the news that's coming out the last couple of days. A lot of it is really positive and I'm really happy with. But guys, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I would definitely see you guys again in another crypto video. Don't forget to comment down below the questions I asked. Take care.